Thanks for tuning in to your Thursday edition of Daily Iowan TV, your television, news, sports, and weather source from the Daily Iowan. I'm John Detcott here in the Daily Iowan newsroom to give you an update about what's been going on around Iowa City. And Johnson County could see the construction of several new wind farms in the near future. On Thursday, the Johnson County Board of Supervisors approved an ordinance that would allow for commercial wind farms to be built on agricultural land in the county. Now, one Chicago-based company has already said that it would like to build 10 to 20 wind farms in Johnson County by the year 2013. And as she starts her fourth year, UI President Sally Mason sat down with Daily Iowan TV to talk about the upcoming football season, the incoming freshman class, and the UI's recent fourth place ranking on Princeton Review's list of top party schools.
Now, I'm delighted if this is an indication that our students come here and enjoy themselves. I'm less delighted if it continues to be an indicator that somehow we're not making the kinds of inroads into the dangerous drinking behaviors that are out there.
It's already been 3 years since the devastating flood of 2008, and still university buildings like the IMU and Art Building West are not fully functional. But still, President Sally Mason says that she is happy with the progress being made.
Flood recovery continues to be at the very top of the list to make sure that we stay on course with the big projects and we get some of these projects done. I'm excited that I think later this fall we're going to get the Art West building back up online and functioning.
President Mason also said that security on campus is a major issue and talked about improving the relationship between UI and Iowa City Police Departments, as well as the possibility of adding a safe ride service for men. And in its effort to go green, the UI is shifting more and more of its communications to the web. This year, the Political Science Department went completely paperless, putting all of its syllabi online. Now, from 2005 to 2009, the UI has decreased its paper consumption by 57%, saving both money and energy. Now, UI officials say with the extra money saved, that has gone to improving the university's computer system and making communications both faster and easier. And although it's usually the last place people would think to hold a party, the Iowa City Public Library is considering allowing people to bring in alcohol. Now, before you start planning any real parties, you should know that alcohol would only be allowed for fundraisers and other special events. Library officials said the idea was brought up back in 2006, but was not adopted because too many changes were required. And a UI student has been charged with false imprisonment and assault after an argument with his girlfriend turns violent. Jun Chang Hu is accused of forcing his girlfriend into his room, grabbing her, and refusing to let her leave. The incident happened in Hillcrest Residence Hall on Tuesday around lunchtime. Who also allegedly bit the victim's arm and covered her mouth, making it hard for her to breathe. And there must be something in the water. At least that's what some UI students living in the residence halls think. Many students have complained that there is too much chlorine in the water and that it leaves them feeling slimy. Daily Iowan TV's Tasha Woods takes a look at what's really on tap.
Is chlorine, a common chemical used to purify water, affecting the University of Iowa in a negative and possibly harmful way?
I don't like the taste of the water without the filter.
University students have reported concerns due to the water quality, particularly in dorm settings. Some have stated that they notice chlorine damages in their hair as well as dry skin immediately following coming in contact with the water.
Definitely a difference from being at home and being here. I have to use a lot more lotion.
Katie also mentioned other strange stories, such as having water bubble and fizz after being poured into a cup in Stanley Residence Hall. Clearly, the University of Iowa water plant has some issues needed to be addressed on campus. Tasha Woods, Daily Iowan TV.
Now, if you live in the dorms and are having a problem with your water, be sure to notify your residence hall supervisor. And the Iowa City School District was fined more than $25,000 after failing to make a tax payment to the IRS. The Iowa City Press-Citizen reported on Wednesday that the fine was actually issued in July after officials say they discovered they had not made a payroll tax payment for March and missed it by just one day. District officials say they are appealing the fine and put out reminders to make sure payroll taxes are paid on time. And now for all things Hawkeye sports, let's send it to Daily Iowan TV Sports Director Jake Abrams at the Sports Desk. Jake?
All right, thanks, John. The 2011 track team ended the season with a bang this summer as they won the Big Ten championship. Justin Austin was also awarded Athlete of the Year, and Coach Wazurek was awarded Big Ten Coach of the Year. Daily Iowan TV's Ann Constable caught up with Coach W to see how their success last season is going to carry over to this year.
We knew going into the final relay that we were trailing by a half a point. So it just happened so quickly. When our team crossed the finish line ahead of Minnesota, we instantly knew that that's all we had to do, and we were champions. To be the champion, it's really something special. And for me personally, I was on that I was an athlete on that Big Ten championship team. So you can only imagine to be a Hawkeye myself and then to come back and finally coach a Big Ten championship team. It's hard to put into words. To be recognized by your peers as the coach of the year at this level, it's certainly something I'll treasure forever. You've got Troy Doris, Matt Byers, and the Athlete of the Year, and Justin Austin returning. But then you've also got people like Eric Sawinski, who is an All-American, Ethan Holmes, who came on so strong, Jeff Doty, Dwan Richardson. I could probably go on and on. We want to be a better track and field team in 2012 than we were in 2011, and we have optimistic reasons to feel that way, that's a legitimate goal.
After winning the Big Ten championship, the Hawkeyes moved up in the national rankings to number 21. And the volleyball team returns to the Carver floor Friday for the first time since late March, but that didn't stop some Hawks from getting time on the court. Sophomore outside hitter Rachel Bedell spent time playing for Team USA, bringing home the gold and getting valuable experience to bring over to the University of Iowa this season. I caught up with her earlier to find out just how valuable that experience was.
I'm here with Rachel Bedell from the Iowa Hawkeye volleyball team. Rachel, you had a unique experience about playing overseas with Team USA. Explain that. How was that experience?
It was awesome. We played in London for a little bit. We got to play against a Great Britain team, and then we went off to Croatia and had the Global Challenge, which we were fortunate enough to win. It was just a really great experience playing all these different teams. It's completely unorthodox of how everything goes in the States, so it was just fun having that experience and learning more about the game.
Do you think a lot of what you learned is going to transfer over to you playing in Iowa?
I think so. I think it was a good experience, kind of getting away from my comfort zone of playing with the girls and having to go with everyone. I didn't know a single person on the team, so it was just kind of a good experience to work with something new and go from there.
Now, last year you were short on seniors, a lot of freshmen coming in. How's the leadership this year? Is it a lot different from last year?
I think it's a little bit different. The freshman class, my class, that was the freshman class. We obviously were the freshmen, so we weren't as comfortable. And I think coming in this year, all four of us, in addition to our transfer Grace, she got to be with us in spring, just has a lot more leadership, and we have a lot more communication going on as a team. And I think the transformation for the freshmen has been really easy because of it.
All right. Well, good luck this season. Thanks, Rachel.
Thank you.
My thanks for Rachel Bedell for taking the time to speak with me earlier. And tomorrow marks the first day of a brand new look to Carver. Prior to the first serve of the Hawkeye Challenge tomorrow evening, new curtains will be revealed from the rafters. The curtains will add a more intimate arena setting. Carver's capacity is 15,500, but with the curtains, it will feel like an arena that was built for 8,500. That's your sports update. I'm Jake Abrams. John, back to you in the newsroom.
Thanks, Jake. And only with Daily Iowan TV can you get a sneak peek at Friday's pages of the Daily Iowan. Read about how Muslim students juggle religious obligations and schoolwork during the month of Ramadan. Plus, find out what Iowa City residents are saying about an $8 million flood mitigation project at Taft Speedway. And before we go, here's a quick look at your local weather forecast. Tomorrow we'll have another sunny day with a high of 82 degrees and a low of 64. And looking ahead to the week, there's no rain expected, but temps are dropping off a bit. On Sunday and Monday, the high will be in the upper 70s before warming back up to a hot 86 degrees by Thursday. And that's your Thursday edition of Daily Iowan TV. Be sure to tune in at the same time on Sunday or check us out anytime at dailyiowan.com. For Daily Iowan TV, I'm John Dedcott. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.